Hi everyone, welcome back to EMAS Sports. I have a very special guest today, Jonny McDonald from the Lowell Angels. Welcome.
How you doing, Whitney? Thanks for the invite, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you guys have a huge matchup today, against the Somerville Senators. So I want to get your thoughts on the matchup and what people can expect, going into tonight and the rest of the postseason as well.
Yeah, I think tonight's probably one of the best matchups of the year for the entire league. I mean, elimination game. Um, I'm not sure if the Senators will counter, but I would imagine they would with Mike Smith. So two ex pro guys on the mound tonight because we got Brock Riley going. We've faced Mike Smith a lot over the past few years, and he is an incredible pitcher. He's beaten us a few times this year, so I mean, this is the matchup you want to see. This is going to be as close and competitive of a game as our entire league can provide. So,
And of course, pitching being the headliner tonight, your staff, yourself included, obviously Brock Riley, who's been on here before and who's been talked about a lot from a lot of your teammates as well. Kind of headlines that with five pitchers with an ERA under two, which is like, whoa. Okay. So talk about what kind of advantage that gives you heading into this matchup and beyond, to be able to hopefully go back to back.
I mean, definitely if we can get to that championship series, it's going to be a big advantage. The thing is, some of our guys throw for multiple leagues. So when you get to playoffs time, not everyone's really available to be able to pitch multiple times in a week because a lot of them are starters. I typically don't pitch during the regular season unless it's like really needed. Um, I just don't like the way my body feels after I pitch, but uh, I'm good at it, and it gives our team a good competitive advantage. But tonight, really, the depth of our pitching staff isn't going to be the story because honestly, we've kind of wasted everybody. We are exhausted, and we are going to lean on Brock Riley tonight big time. And but going into the championship series, that depth is going to be a massive advantage against whoever we face in a 5-game series once we get there after we win tonight.
Well, I was gonna say Brock has, won multiple MVPs recently. I mean, his resume speaks for himself. But as his teammate, what impresses you most about his work ethic and also just leadership on the mound and overall?
Brock is just a great competitor. He's always picking guys up. He's just a great teammate to have. He's one of those guys that you don't want to play against, but he's very respectful to all his teammates and all the players that he plays against. He's very well respected across the league. He's just an all around great guy. He's a great friend to me. I enjoy playing with Brock just as much as anyone I've ever played with in my life. I've had the luxury this year to catch a couple games for him, and he is excellent, and he's pretty easy to catch for because he hits his spots really well. My job this week was to win that game for us to get the ball back in Brock Riley's hands. So I feel like I did it. I'm passing it off to him, and now it's up to Brock to do his thing. And I feel this way where the season ends tonight or it continues. It doesn't matter to me because we have our best guy going on the mound, and win or lose, I feel good about whatever we did tonight.
So just to go back to your pitching for a second, how do you describe your pitching style and how does it impact your team's success? And ultimately, how did it lead to putting Brock in this position?
Well, I feel like I give our team a good chance to win anytime I go up there on the mound. I feel like if I wanted to commit to pitching, I think I am one of the best pitchers in this league, if not the best, and could compete with anybody in this league. The slider, the sweeper is my premier pitch. I mean, I feel like it's pretty much unhittable. There's a few guys on the Senators that are really good hitters, so they got me with a couple good hits. But other than that, last year when I stepped up on the mound, I didn't let up any runs. The way that I work, I attack right away. I attack the strike zone. I trust our defense. I throw a two-seam fastball with a lot of run. I don't have as much speed as I used to have when I was younger. So I'm very crafty. I like to pitch tunnel, work the two seam inside, work the slider off of that, and yeah, work fast and get outs.
And then obviously, we've talked on this channel before about how the Angels are coming off a 28 plus title last year. So is there any additional pressure, to doing that, or is it just you guys focusing on the task at hand and, focusing on whatever the next game is? Because obviously you can look back on the past, but at the same time, it's about this year, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't feel any added pressure personally. Um, I'm not really big into stats and awards and championships and stuff like that. I just really enjoy playing the game because, I've had the game taken from me a few times with injury. I really enjoy our group of guys that we play with, and I don't think we're thinking about going back to back at all. I think we're just taking one game at a time and trying to keep that mindset because really this is such a good competitive league. Any one of these teams, these top six, seven teams in this league, can win it any year. So it doesn't say anything bad or good about any team that wins because we all can do it.
Okay, and then I was just curious because you did mention you had an injury history. I don't know if you wanted to talk about how that kind of affected your journey and what the update on all of that is. Because I've never heard this story before, and I'm sure anybody watching would love to hear the story if you're comfortable sharing.
Yeah, sure. I'll jump into it really quick. Kind of got away from baseball for a while, came back to it about maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Was playing on an out of shape, unhealthy body and trying to play with, younger players in the 18 plus and this and that. I got stuck in a rundown between second and third, took a misstep, tore my ACL, completely ruptured my ACL. Um, this happened 3 years ago this October. So the recovery for ACL is generally 9 months to 1 year. I came back after 7 or 8 months, completely changed my life. I am in the best shape of my life. Currently, I believe it was an awakening for me. It really woke me up to everything in my life that I wasn't doing right, taking care of myself, appreciating the game. So when I play now, I just appreciate the game 100%. I just love being out there. I carry myself like I love being out there, which rubs some people the wrong way sometimes, but I promise you it is just love for the game and the ability to be able to play. This past week is honestly an amazing full circle moment for me because Thursday to Thursday, I pitched Thursday, I caught on Sunday, and I pitched on Thursday. And that is incredible because I don't know if my doctor was telling me this to motivate me or not, but I asked him, I was like, well, hey, do you think I'll be able to pitch or catch again after this surgery? And he said, I mean, probably not. And I think he kind of just said that to me because he's looking at this overweight guy who just tore his ACL and thinking, it's going to take a lot of work, man. But now I'm on the other side of it and I feel incredible. I feel amazing. I can pitch, catch, play shortstop, play third. I play everywhere. I steal bases this year. Like, I feel amazing. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. So, to anyone out there struggling, here's the real message to take it off of me. To anyone out there struggling with anything that you are going through in your life, take it as a challenge, take it as an awakening. Any injury you have, life is happening for us, not to us. So something is happening for some reason. Look for the silver lining. Come out on the other side of it feeling better than you ever knew you could, because I did and you can too.
Okay, well, I appreciate that, and like I said, I've never had a torn ACL, so I have no idea what that's like. But I'm glad you're on the other side of it, and like I said, you have a chance to help your team win back-to-back titles. Hopefully, and obviously that's not everything, but I know that
Still
that's
pretty
something
cool.
you're gonna be able to enjoy. Hopefully, if you're able to do it, and obviously you have a tough task ahead of you because you have obviously the Spinners, Expos, and Senators who are still in your way. And so I just want you to kind of talk about one player from each team, or maybe several that are dangerous and could be the reason that any one of those teams could win the 20 plus championship this year and are in your way because of it.
Um, sure. Is it okay if I get a little controversial with what I say?
Hey, the floor is yours.
Can I bring some drama?
Hey, you know what? This is your moment. Go ahead.
All right. First of all, the Expos do not have a single player that I'm afraid of. So I don't think the Expos stand a chance in a 5 game series versus us. So if they end up making it, congratulations to them for knocking off the Bombers, and they would have to knock off the Spinners also to get there. So they're probably going to be riding on a high to where they could definitely get us, but I just personally don't believe that they can. So we'll move on from that team. The Spinners, obviously, we played them last year. The Spinners, I think they are just loaded. Like that is such a good ball club. I don't really know everybody's names. I know Maglio, the MVP from last year, is just an incredible hitter. You throw that guy a fastball, he's gonna hammer it. They have really good pitching staff. I think it's Asai is their lefty. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he is a phenomenal pitcher. He's got a really good slider from the left side. So he is a problem. He is definitely a problem. Um, Now the Senators in our way right now. Mike Smith is incredible. They've got this new shortstop this year, number 7. I don't know what his name is, but this dude, he can hit the ball, man. This guy is a phenomenal ball player. And me and him probably go back and forth on the field, but all respect to them because all respect to him because he's a great ball player. But sometimes I got to get myself fired up to get locked in and have adrenaline and perform the way that I know I can. Bombers, I don't know where are you guys at? Anyway, the Bombers opened their mouth a lot to me this year, so I just want to say real quick, it's all love. I just love the game. But if you guys are going to talk like that, please back it up because I don't know where you guys are, but you're on your couch. So
Okay, like I said, I love just being able to tell stories and show people's personalities. So the interview is simply to let you talk and me get out of the way. So
I appreciate it, Whitney.
a little friendly trash talking is okay on the channel. I'm sure I've done interviews with a lot of teams, and so people I'm sure they like to have confidence in themselves, and that's okay. Honestly, it makes it more fun. It makes it more fun of an interview. So
And by the way, it's all good fun because the Bombers are, I think, the best team in the league. So I don't know,
yeah,
and they have a lot of great players on that team. So
yeah. And you know what? Any team can win in a year. Honestly, like
it's so
you
true.
something could change in the next 2 years, and all of a sudden you have a surprise team come out of nowhere. So you have to stay on your game, and you guys have a very well balanced lineup, which takes me into my next question.
Hmm.
Talk about what brings or what about your lineup is so dangerous, and if you want to shout out anybody in particular, or just talk about the lineup in general, the floor is yours for that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think we got a good flow going with the lineup this year when we've got our starting 9 guys in there. I think everyone in the lineup is a tough out. Um, we got Dano's been our consistent leadoff pretty much all season, and he's really an incredible hitter, a little pesky, leadoff hitter like you would imagine. He steals bases, pretty much at will. Shout out to that A's catcher for throwing him out twice because that's not something that happens very often. And then lately, like two to six has been kind of shuffling around based on matchups on who we're facing. Sorry about that. Based based on who we're facing. And honestly, as you go down the lineup, Jimmy Wilson's been really hot for us, swinging a good bat, hitting the ball hard. Honestly, me and Nick Godfroy usually anchor down our lineup every year. We both had like a really bad, I don't want to say bad, but really off first half of the season. So like our stats don't really tell the full story. I think both of us are batting like 350 or above in the second half, but I'm hovering around 315 or something like that. He's 280 in that area. So it doesn't look like we're doing that well, but, we still are. And, Xavier Nunez is just, when he's on, he's been kind of streaky this year, but when he's on, he's absolutely killing it. He had the walk off against the A's. Down at the bottom of our lineup, we got guys like Eric Bosworth and Mac Flynn, who have really been stepping up. Mac has been having an incredible postseason. He's like way up there in on base percentage for our team, and having that at the end of the lineup to flip us back to the top has been a major contributor to us scoring 5 runs or more in all the games except the game we faced Mike Smith. So tonight's going to be the best matchup, honestly.
And then, of course, I think Brock and Xavier both mentioned this, but your manager, Mark Sabolsky's leadership, talk about his impact and, why is that so important to this team?
Yeah, I mean, Mark puts in a lot of work for the Angels that gets unnoticed. We've played this year at Lalatra Park because we lost alumni. Alumni had some issues with letting adult baseball on their field and some sprinkler system issues. So Mark goes above and beyond for this team. It's really hard to manage teams with a bunch of guys. It's hard to get everybody in. It's hard to, you know, win games and get everybody in. Because this league is so competitive, it's like if we bat 11, 12 guys, it's really hard to win games because it's just the other teams are just that good. Um, so Mark's leadership goes unnoticed sometimes. We have a lot of leaders on the team that kind of take the leadership on the field, but Mark doing everything he does with um, just getting players to want to come play here, making everybody feel like they're part of the team, and um, him with his heart transplant and everything that he's done. We have play with heart on our sleeves. We embody that 100%. I don't think there's a single game this year, regardless of score, that we ever quit. And I think that's a testament to Mark's leadership and the way that he runs the team and he gets us going. Shout out to him for the games at Lalatra. It has been an absolute, um, dream to be able to go back and play there.
Okay. And then just to switch topics for a second, if you had to pick one former or current MLB player to join your team just for fun, who would it be and why?
Um, Honestly, I mean, the first name that pops to my head is just Bryce Harper. I don't know. I just feel like so I'm not really big into actually watching professional sports that much, to be honest, anymore. I don't really like pay attention to the Red Sox or anything like that. But now that I say that word Red Sox, Jaron Duran pops into my head. I just feel like Jaron Duran, Bryce Harper, those are the kind of guys that I'd want to take the field with because of their competitive nature, and I think they match like um, what I am, which is what I hope to be, which is, you know, competitive juices flowing when we're on the diamond, but total respect off the field for everybody. And um, yeah, Bryce Harper, I guess. Jaron Durant.
Okay, and then for your team, who would be team MVP this season if you had to, take a crystal ball, look into the future, who's going to be your team MVP and why? I mean, you mentioned a few names before, but if you had to pick one for sure now, who would it be?
I think if I were to break this down into first half and second half, I think that would make it easier. But honestly, as a whole, it's easily Brock Riley. I know it's everyone's going to say that most of the time, but he really is that good. Takes the ball every 4 or 5 days, just about during the regular season. Every time he's on the mound, we have a chance to win. Offensively, he performed incredible this year. His base running's been really well. His leadership. He plays the outfield very well. I mean, he throws guys out from the outfield 2 days after he pitched. If I couldn't pick Brock Riley, I'd probably pick myself, to be honest. But there are many valuable players on this team, and I feel like our entire team just flows together. And our top 3 or 4 guys are all elevating each other's play. So um, I think it's just a really great group because I think I'm not as good of a player if I don't have Jimmy Wilson on the other side scooping every wild throw I send over that way. I think the other night I don't pitch as good if I don't have Ben Buxton behind the plate making amazing blocks to save runs. It's really just a complete group, so everyone has a lot of value. But Brock is easily, if the most valuable player is our best player award, statistically, it's Brock Riley hands down.
Okay, and yeah, I mean, I've heard Xavier say the same thing, if I'm remembering correctly, so it doesn't surprise me. And like I said, his stats and resume back it up. So I'm glad we're doing that. In terms of an underrated player that maybe doesn't get as much attention on your team, or definitely should get more love, who would it be and why? And what kind of impact do they bring to your team as well?
This dude on our team, Alex Strempel, is leads our team in hits. He leads our team in games played. He plays in like three or four other leagues. He's somebody that you should probably get on the for an interview because he could probably give you a good uh, some good questions for him would be like, what are the best leagues? How do you compare the BMBL to the other leagues you're in? Because he plays in three or four leagues, but Strempel is just always in the thick of it when the games are close. He's making the good base running plays. He's sliding in hard to break up double plays, but playing clean and in the right way. He's firing guys up. Alex Strempel to me is our most underrated player, and it's not even close. When I pitch and he has to play third, he is as good, if not better, than me at third base. And he is always hitting the ball. Very low strikeouts. I think it took him until game 16 to even strike out once. So Alex Strempel, he is to me the most underrated player on the Angels, and he is going to be a major part if and when we win.
So
I think Alex would also tell you that the BMBL is the best league. Like, I mean, I think so that would be good for him, him to give you his perspective on that. I definitely it is the most competitive league, whatever you want to call it, the best, but like it's the most competitive league. It's the most respected league, most well run, organized league. You know.
what does your future in the BNBL look like? And just a kind of overall final message to anyone watching: why should people come watch games not only in the postseason this year but beyond as well?
Yeah, so my future in the BNBL is so I just heard Mike Smith the other day was way older than I thought he was because of how incredible he pitched. I was actually shocked. So to me, I'm not going to say his age, but he's like 12, 13 years to my elder. And for me, I would really like to be playing baseball as long as possible. I'd like to be throwing complete games with the great mechanics and command that Mike Smith has. So I would like to play for another, 5, 10, 15 years. Honestly, I never want to stop playing baseball. But why should people come out and watch this league? Well, with what we're doing with the Angels now, and we're having these games at LaLatra Park, this is really a good chance for kids to see free baseball. Good chance for families to have a day out. I know it's really difficult during, once school gets back going and we have weekday games, but during the summer, it's really an amazing time to come out to the ballpark for free. And we create a really good atmosphere. We brought the Lowell Little League teams out onto the field to um, throw some like commemorative first pitches. We had the kids on the field before the game. We were throwing the football around with them. They were able to interact with us as players, which I think is something you're not going to get in any minor league or major league stadium. You're not going to get that close access to the players. These kids were literally hanging out on the side of our dugout where I've got this big collection of 44 gloves, and they're literally hanging over the dugout. McDonald, what does it say on your glove? Let me see your glove. Like, how'd you design this? And oh, I have this kind of glove. Wait, you play catcher? You do this? I'm a catcher. So it was really exciting for the kids. They had a really good time with it, and that type of close access isn't something they're going to get anywhere else. So it's a new experience for them. It's only going to get better the more people we can get there and the more we can grow the brand of the Angels and the BNBL playing at that stadium. Um, so, other than that, I mean, if you're kind of the older crowd and it's not about the kids, these are great games for you to come and watch. High IQ players across every team, good pitching. And again, it's free baseball on these beautiful nights we've been having. This has been an incredible end of summer to beginning of fall weather wise. So, nothing better than free baseball for fans of the sport. So, come on out and watch. Tonight's going to be a great game.